Okay, so managing security. Okay, managing security. So in this model, how to configure FMA, okay, planning and implementing FMA. We do not configure FMA, Cloud Ops team, they configure everything for us, okay? We don't have access, right? Managing security by using Microsoft Defender for Cloud, okay? So nowadays, no, Microsoft itself, it is selling Defender, antivirus, everything, right? So using Microsoft Defender Cloud for cloud and for Azure Virtual Desktop. How to configure? Enabling us Azure Defender for Virtual Desktop. Configuring Microsoft Defender antivirus for Azure Virtual Desktop. Here we have 4 topics. Okay, 5 topics we can discuss. Right? So introduction to FMA. So already we have a FMA, right? When you log in, it is asking you to authenticator app, right? Authenticator app. So you're getting a push notification, right? So what is it? Number, so that you have to enter number and click on us. Then only, so we are entering user ID password. Then we are getting a push notification. We are configuring. Right, Obi?
Yes, yes.
So authentication, we can Microsoft Authenticator app is there, Auth hardware token is there, and Auth software token. SMS sometimes, right? We do get a SMS alert. So PIN number, we can enter that PIN number and voice call. If you calling from Microsoft, so if you are authorized person, click on yes. If you are not authorized person, click no, kind of thing. Most of the companies they are using Microsoft Authenticator. Right? I think you have configured yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay, Microsoft Authenticator. Most of the companies. Okay. So how do you get? So these are our options, right? So SMS, call, app. So by default, nowadays everyone is using Azure Virtual Desktop, Microsoft Authenticator, right? It is prompting you. So when you configure first time, so first time it will show all these features. If you configure any one, if you opt any one of the option, so that next time onwards you have to use that option. Now earlier now we do get a call or we do get a SMS. SMS, right? Sometimes we do not get due to network issue, right? Carrier network issue. So if you don't have proper signal, you do not get SMS or you do not get a call, right? If you have a Wi-Fi at your home, definitely you do get a authenticator app, authenticator code. Right, Toby? So that is what everyone using. Earlier, no, when I configured these NetScalers and all, so that time we configured SMS and what is it? Voice call. After that, no, they introduced authenticator app. And also we have a DO app, third party, DO.
Yes, dear. Yes, I know, sir.
But no, in Microsoft Azure Virtual Desktop, everyone is using Microsoft Authenticator app. Okay.
Right.
So requires all the registered Azure AD, FMA. We require Azure Active Directory, FMA, requiring administrator to do FMA. So we do not configure cloud operations. Cloud operations team, they can configure. For example, if you have a cloud, so Azure cloud, so you're having 4,000 servers, Azure Virtual servers, but only 400 AVD. We are managing only 400, remaining 3,600 cloud ops team. They do take backups. What is it? Every day they have some work, right? So if some services are stopped state, they can restart, they can work. Our cloud ops team. Okay, so many teams are there. Okay. Blocking legacy authentication protocols. If you're using old legacy methods, they can block, requiring to users to do FMA when necessary. So first time, if you are joining a new company, all right? For example, if you're joining a Scotia Bank. So definitely first time, they can give you the instruction document, right? How to configure, right? So they can share you the document. Based on the document, you have to configure. Yesterday you have configured. So automatically it is prompting you to configure authenticator. You have downloaded your authenticator app. After that, you have scanned that. Automatically, your account will be added into authenticator app, right? So protecting privileged activities such as access to the Azure portal. So if you are into Azure, right? So now we are using Azure Virtual Desktop. You need a proper access, PIM access, privileged access management, right? PIM. You can log in, you can use. But if I provide my Azure portal, you can see. You can't do anything, right? Why? Because no, I do not provide access to your. So that refresh it here. Can connect, right? Need assistance. Still we are getting this one. Okay, I need to check this. Okay, already we part of all should be success. Okay, even though we are able to connect. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so that Azure portal access. Okay, you need a proper access, PIM privileged access. Okay, and managing security defaults section. So Azure Active Directory, where to go, enable security defaults. By default, it's no. So that go to properties, Azure Active Directory or enter ID, right? Go to here. Okay. Azure Active Directory. Now Azure Active Directory is not there. Defender is there, right? If you opt any service, right, you have to pay more money. Right, Toby? So that companies can pay. Okay. Okay, primary domain. I change it to CNS lab. Okay, so that Azure Active Directory now enter over you. Let me log in with the okay, CNS lab. We don't have access to touch enter ID, right? We can manage only this part. Okay, Toby. Okay, only this part. So if you open this, only we can click on this Azure Virtual Desktop. We can manage our components, our resources. We do not touch any security groups or Azure Entra. We don't have access. Okay. Entra AVD admin. Okay. Domain names. Okay. So I have created this domain name. It's verified. Okay. Custom URL domain names. There is an option. Okay. Domain services. Okay, so that we have to configure authentications domain services and we have to provide everything networking administration. Okay, synchronization, security settings and all. Okay, we don't have proper things. So when I create, right, so properties, password reset, verify ID. Organizational settings. So if you go here, right, so that you'll be able to see properties and that properties manage security defaults. Okay, so that by default is disabled, you have to enable that. Got it, right? So when you enable automatically, so that here is the when you enable so that you can configure authentication. By default, it is enabled already. We have configured here. Okay, that is what we are getting authenticator app. This thing. Okay. Authentication methods. right? So Microsoft Authenticator, yes, right? So voice call, email, OTP, QR code, so many are there, right? For all users, we have configured Authenticator. SMS we did not configure. Got it right?
Okay. Yes.
So auth token, all are there, but now we are using my Authenticator app. So all users, right? So enable, disable. Simply, if you want to enable, disable, exclude. If you don't want to for particular group, you can click add that group, AVD. So for example, AVD group, they don't require any authenticator app, so that you can exclude that group, kind of thing, right? So we do not configure. So simply by default, it is enabled. Got it right? And
Yes.
also conditional access. Okay. Um, Conditional access as the technology ecosystem continues to evolve, change day by day. So day by day, security is increasing, right? More security is increasing, right? So internal team is also there, external vendors also there. Sometimes, right, we can hire contract employees. We require a conditional access. Why they're accessing, right? We have to provide more security. For example, if you hired a people from Manila, okay, Philippines location for a 150 employees for your company. Okay, you need to provide a access to them, right? So that we can provide some conditional access to them. And also we require to use conditional access policies, you need Azure AD Premium P1 license. Okay, Azure Entra, okay, high level premium license we require. Right? Three components that are required to conditional access, organizational policies, signals, right? How do you get and the decision, okay? Increase assurance, allow full access, allow limited access. We can't provide full access to them, right? So decision, enforcement, okay? Which location they are accessing. So we have to provide everything. We do not take care. Everything will be taken care by security team. We will manage this conditional access and all security team. Got it right?
Mhm.
Okay. Signals, so user and group membership. So these all are tables. So how to provide access. Signals, policies can be targeted to specific users or group membership, enabling granular control over access the organizational resources. From Philippines location, they are working for SAP application. So how to provide access to them. But ABC company to your XYZ company, your ABC company, you are providing, you are taking services from XYZ, right? So that how to provide access. So IP whitelisting, they can access your resources from their location, building location only. IP location information, right? IP whitelisting. The users are working from home, they can't access your resources. They're into office only, they can access. IP whitelisting between your data center to their data center, their building, where the network team can create a IP whitelisting, IPsec rules, right? Trusted locations are common as if a user needs to pass through an organization's physical security controls, such as security cards, biometrics, they may not need to use FMA at their desk. So definitely directly they can access. When you are in office, how do you access your uh, um, uh, uh, resources? They can also access. Okay,
Mhm.
device level. Okay, you can control access specific devices or a type of devices using Intune, right? Nowadays, everyone using Intune, right, Toby? To control
Yes.
your device, to
Yes.
control your mobile, to control your laptop applications. And also application level, real-time calculated risk detection, and Microsoft Defender for cloud apps. They are using cloud app. Cloud apps means Office 365. These and all are cloud apps, right? So that we can implement Defender for cloud apps. Okay. Okay. Decisions here, right? So what is this? Decisions. Okay. Decision. Decision means block access. This is the most restrictive decision, whether we have to grant access or block access. Okay, by default is a block access. If you require, we can grant the access. Grant access, you can configure one or many or one of the following controls with grant access station, require FMA, require device to be marked as complaint. So the complaint means if you are accessing your company emails, your mobile or iPhone, your device should be complaint without any risk. Right, Toby? Already you are configuring your mails into your mobile. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Teams,
Yes.
mails, right?
Yes.
Required
All in
hybrid
mobile.
Azure AD giant device and require approved client app, which means authenticator app or something we require, and require app protection policy. So app protection policy, we require all these things to provide access. Okay. And also enforcement. I told you, right? Here is the enforcement, right? Enforcement. The following is the list of examples, some of the applied policies you can set. So we can push the policy based on that enforcement, they can access applications. Blocking risky sign-in behaviors and requiring FMA for Azure management tasks. Okay, Azure management. So for Cloud Ops team, they require PIM access to login, create VM, delete VM. Okay, they require a proper permissions. Blocking sign-ins for users attempt to legacy authentication protocols. They're using old mission or something, so that legacy authentication apps, so that we can immediately block, right? Requiring trusted locations for Azure AD FMA registration. Okay, so blocking granting access from specific locations. So only they're working from office, they can access, or they're working from office, home or something, it will block, right? They cannot access application until they configure, they can access VPN first. First, they have to connect their office location, then they can access applications, right? Otherwise, it should block. Clear, everyone? Clear, Toby?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Everything will be managed by network team, security team, and Azure AD team, so that they can configure everything. We do not, configure. We don't have access. Azure AD, right? We don't have access on Azure AD. The AD team can configure everything. Okay, planning and implementing FMA. Okay, so prerequisites to configure FMA. You first you need to assign a license for users include Azure AD Premium 1, Premium 2, P1, P2 license. Okay, most of the companies they are having P1, P2 license. Okay, you also need to create a new Azure AD group for FMA. Ensure that you have included users. Okay, want to assign FMA, so that, for example, if you have 4,000 users, 2,000 users require a FMA authentication, so that we have to create a one group, a security group. You have to assign all the 2,000 users into that group. You have to provide FMA authentication. Ensure you enable Azure FMA for all required users. Okay. For example, if you have 4,000 users, you cannot provide 4,000 users FMA, right? Multi-factor authentication based on the requirement. Whether some people may use SAP application, some people may use Power BI Desktop. Based on their requirement, we can provide, right? So Azure Active Directory, Azure Virtual Desktop, we are providing authenticator app, right? Depends on application usage, we can provide authentications, right? So here is the, if you go Active Directory, all users, right? So that first assign Azure portal using administrator account. We don't have access. I'm telling you, we don't have access on Azure Active Directory. AD team can manage, right, Toby? See, here is the per user FMA. So they have to select user and save. Okay, select Azure Active Directory from the left hand menu. The users, all users, select per user FMA, the following screenshot, all users in the Azure AD. So that they have to select and create. Okay. So here is how to enable FMA. So enable it is there, and also I showed you, right? They have a enable, disable kind of thing, so that they can enable authentication methods. So they can enable, right? So each option. Now, for example, SMS we don't have. If you click here, so if you want to enable all users or selected group, so that select that group, okay, assign, save. Got it, right?
Yes.
Okay. The multi-factor authentication page enabling FMA for users, okay, found in the office.com portal. So for example, admin portal, so many portals are there. Here if we go, okay, admin at Azure portal. See, see, admin portal, Office 365 admin portal, right? It's like Intune portal, so that all users are there here, right? Unlicensed, we don't have license. P1, P2 license, we require RAID. Right,
Yes.
Toby? We don't have license. We are using only free this thing. That is what we don't have license. Okay, that is what here it is telling. We require a proper license. All right. So if you want to configure, we require a proper license. Okay. So multi-factor authentication page. It is recommended that you do not manually change user state to enforce it unless user has already registered under or understand that there will be interruption in connections in legacy authentication protocols. So that when you enable, the remaining users may affect. So that we have to check that. Okay. See, if first you need a Azure Active Directory P1 P2 license. Okay, license to users. Clear one. That is what we don't have license. Okay. So creating a conditional access policy for FMA. So again, security, there is a security, we have to go conditional access. We don't create all these things. AD team will create, they can add, okay, all security groups or users. Okay. Azure Active Directory, security, conditional access, security menu with Azure Active Directory so that you can click, and Azure conditional access. Okay, only Azure Security Center they can select and create. Right. So when create a new policy, there is an option called new policy. When they click on that policy, okay, so under assignments, okay, users and groups include. So again, they have to select users and groups, whether particular user or particular group, and cloud apps, the actions, they have to select and add, okay, app ID, everything, right? They can create a conditional access policy. Clear, Toby?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we do not create, we don't have access. So cloud apps, I told you, right? If any Azure Virtual Desktop or Office 365 include, exclude, okay? Select all apps, okay? Or particular apps, it's all cloud apps, none, so that we can select, and here all selected apps, so can select and save, okay? Cloud apps, okay? Then next step, condition access policy configure. So here everything is done. There is an option called S. Then only browser, mobile apps, and desktop client apps. So that you have to select and click on it. Then only we are providing access to applications. Under access controls, select grant access, require multi-factor authentication, and select. Okay, so it is there. We are providing a access. Okay, mobile apps or browser apps, client desktop apps, we have to select. Okay, and also grant access. So everything, plaque access, grant access, controls selected, right? Here is the grant. See, in this grant, again we have to select grant section, whether you need to provide access or block. Okay, grant access require multi-factor authentication, you have to tick and save. Or require device to marked as a complaint, require hybrid Azure AD joint device, require approved client app, so on so. Approved client app means authenticator app or client something. Now here require multi-factor authentication app, right? So we have to select and save. Under access controller session, sign in frequency, set the value of time you want to between FMA prompts, and then click on select. For example, setting of value for 4, okay? Value for 4 until 4 hours require FMA connection is launched 4 hours after last, okay? Once you provide authentication, you can access application next 4 hours. Next 4 hours, right? You re-authenticate in my company, right? In my project, in my client, okay? Even if you want to access, we are accessing AVD desktop, right, Toby? If you want to access Teams, if you want to access Outlook, also they configured re-authentication policy. After 1 or 2 hours, if you do not use Teams, right, it is prompting you to log in. Again, if you click, automatically you are getting a authentication code. Again, you have to authenticate our authenticator app. Too secure, right?
Yes, yes.
So here is the option. Okay, session, the control, okay, re-authenticate, so that if you configure sign in frequency 4 hours, so that again it will prompt you to re-authenticate frequency, sign in frequency setting. It is there, my environment they have configured. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Confirm the settings and set enable policy on, so that once everything is done, policy is enabled or turned off, so that policies should be powered on, enable policy and on. Select create, everything is done, then select create, enable policy, right? So everything it is there, so that we do not configure, everything will be managed by AD team or security team. Okay. Managing security by using Microsoft Defender for cloud, right? So cloud also it is there. So many features are there, security areas, customer responsibility, identity, right? Identity means, okay, mission, okay, user devices, mobile or PC, okay, app security, application level security, session host OS, which means Windows 10 or Windows 11, deployment configurations, network controllers, virtualization control panel, physical hosts, physical network, physical data center. So that only we are managing only this one. Okay. Okay. We can manage using deployment configurations, session host OS using Microsoft Defender for cloud. Only cloud. Microsoft Defender for cloud. Okay. So Microsoft Defender Cloud helps you harden your resources, right? So for example, if we have a 600 hosts, so that we can continuously access, know your security posture, identity, and track vulnerabilities. So it will track on all vulnerabilities. Secure, more secure, so that harden resource and services with Azure Security Benchmark, Azure services, okay? What services are using, those all are secured. Defend, detect and resolve threats to resource, workloads, and services. If any threats are detected, immediately detect and resolve the threats using Microsoft Defender for cloud, right? So if you want to opt this Microsoft Defender for cloud, you have to pay more money. Okay, so Microsoft Defender for cloud helps you harden your resources. So if you want to opt this service, you have to pay more money. Microsoft Defender natively integrated, it provides simple and easy to way deploy Defender, secure your resources by default. Okay. Now, if you take any Windows 10, Windows 11, already Defender is included in our mission, right?
Yes, sir.
If you see, go to settings, okay, Defender is there. Network Defender, right, protecting the PC.
So there'll be security and privacy.
Where is it?
No, not on the other side. Yeah, down. Security and privacy.
So security. So already it is there by default, right? Microsoft Defender. But now this is the individual PC in production environment, they have to purchase, right? They have to purchase. Okay, the following table describes 3 core security requirements. Security requirements for Defender for Cloud: continuous assessment, understand your current security posture. So every time it will validate our environment. Okay, secure scoreboard, right? So if you have any vulnerabilities, you do get a scoreboard. Okay, we need to remove that mission from network, or you need to patch. Okay, single score that you can tell at the glance your current security situation. What is the higher score to lower than identified risk level? If it is getting more score, automatically we have a vulnerability team. They identify, hey, these many servers are getting so vulnerabilities. Can you please look into it? They will raise a what is it? Security ticket, so that we have to work on it. Now we are having issue. So this is change freeze, right? The December month change freeze. From tomorrow onwards, everyone will be banned. So that we have to raise a change request. We have to update our missions. So we have tickets, right? Secure hardened for all connected resources and the services. Okay, it will provide hardening kind of thing. And defend, detect, and resolve the threats to those resources or services. Okay, it is detecting and uh, deleting all. Okay, antivirus, any threats it will detect, right? So NVA, it is there, network virtual appliances. Okay, we can use this network appliance. Okay, NVA. So it will give you the positive alerts, Microsoft Defender, and cloud regarding best practices, so that we have to configure NVA. Okay, every environment. Okay,
Okay.
and we have firewalls. Okay, network virtual appliances. Okay, Microsoft Defender. So when you go to Azure portal, Microsoft Defender for cloud, so that you can check the secure score recommendations, and also we can use this, and also every environment as a vulnerability team, security team, right? They have some third party tools, right? They can scan our environment. Nucleus, Datadog, so many tools are there, Toby. In my environment, Nucleus is there. So for example, the customer is having 6,000 devices, all devices included in the tool. Tool will detect if any threat, so that it will provide the report, right? So that we can use. In also Microsoft Azure, we have a Defender, we can configure here, okay? Defender. Okay, is there. Azure Marketplace, okay, Copilot. Click here. This is the Defender, right? I don't think so. We don't have access. See, external is tenant first. Okay. Right. We don't have any devices, active devices in progress, completed. Okay, optimization data. Right. So many options are attack surfaces. So many are there. Okay. Investigations and responses, threat intelligence. Okay. We have to opt all these things. Microsoft Defender, all devices. We have to add all devices here. Okay. This will be taken care by Intune team or Microsoft Sentinel. This is antivirus, Sentinel, right? That management, configuration, everything. Okay, so that you will get all the reports. Okay. So also recommendations. So if you select that a particular mission, so that it will fix the issues. Okay, it will provide the recommendations how to fix and how to provide. So fix, if you click on that fix, automatically it will fix, otherwise, okay, it will provide the workaround how to patch that missions. Recommendations will update the changes the IT ecosystem occur, meaning that new recommendations will be provided when security landscape changes, right? Automatically it will provide, okay, such as new vulnerabilities arising or new or better ways to maintain your Azure Virtual Desktop environment security develop. Right? So last, so that we have to select and we have to fix. Okay. We do not
Yes.
manage all these things, Toby. Okay. Security team or AD team, they can manage entire subscription. Okay. Securing Azure Virtual Desktop using, okay, using Microsoft Defender for cloud. So, so we have a network deployment configurations, session host operating system, Windows 10, Windows 11, application security, and identity, so that we can configure under these models. Okay. Security posture is a term used to reference overall cyber security strength or an organization. It can also be used to predict, prevent, and respond to ever-changing threats. Therefore, it is advised to examine both required levels, threat protection, security posture for Azure Virtual Desktop environment. The misconfiguration of network or virtual machines can increase the attack surface or possibility compromise an endpoint. So every time, so that we have to security team will validate our environment. We do not manage. We do not validate. Azure Virtual Desktop, whether we have configured properly, our network team configure everything so that they can validate. Okay. So just we can create what is host pools. Okay. Security groups. We can provide applications. Okay. So list of benefits of Microsoft Defender, secure configuration assessment, and secure score, so that we do get a secure score. Industry tested vulnerability assessment. Every month we do get vulnerabilities, right? That is what Microsoft is releasing patches. Host level detections, and agentless cloud network microsegmentation and detection, file integrity monitoring, just-in-time virtual machine access, adapt to application controls, so that these all are benefits to use Microsoft Defender. Most of the environments are by default Microsoft Defender is configured, right? So network security. So if you use Microsoft Defender, network security, first we have to prevent our threats network level, right? It should not come to our local machine, right, Toby? Secure configuration assessment and security secure. So virtual machines, which port need to be allowed, which port need to be blocked, everything into network security level. Microsoft Defender cloud threat protection, agentless cloud network microsegment and detections, okay, deployment configurations, so session host operating system, application security, identity, so that we can configure all these things. Okay. Using Microsoft Defender Cloud, okay, for Azure Virtual Desktop, so that how to configure. See, enhanced security, so that enable Microsoft Defender for cloud plans, so that you have to opt these features, SQL, okay, including servers, so that we have to assign. We require a security posture manager, okay, Defender for cloud security posture manager, SPM we require to configure all these things. Okay, threat protection for Azure virtual machines and non-Azure virtual servers also, on-prem and also Azure servers we can configure. Okay. So to access Cloud Defender dashboard, so that you can see completed, completed recommendations. So 14 of completed, 29 is recommended, so that it will show you the cloud, okay, how many devices are there, whether it's complaint, if it is not completed, so that you can see. So 26 harden these resources, improve your score. So that again, 26 machines you need to do, so that it is giving the report. Yeah, do you know monitoring reports? Any Splunk? Did you configure an environment? Splunk reports?
No, sir, no. I didn't do
Small
anything.
environment, right? Yeah, it's big environment, right? If you have 4,000, 5,000 missions, they do configure third-party monitoring tools, Toby. Okay, Jobix tool. Heard about Jobix tool? Jobix tool, Datadog, or Splunk monitoring tool. It will give you the analysis. Okay. Inventory page, so that I told you, right? So in my company, so Nucleus tool is there, Nucleus. So all 4,000 machines will be there, so that it will provide you the inventory page, which server is having more score threat. So what is the CEV, which patch need to be updated? They will provide that report. Based on that report, we have to patch our servers. Okay. How do we patch your servers in pool desktops, right? First, we have to power on master image. We have to update all these things. Again, we have to update host pool. Right? Simple, right? No need to do all the missions. If it is a personal missions, so security SCM team can take care. SCM team, they will patch the servers. Got it, right?
Yes, sir.
Enabling enhanced security for virtual desktop so that Microsoft Defender Cloud, so that the subscription level, so that we have to go enhancement settings and select Azure subscription, particular AVD you have is what is it? AVD subscription, so that you have to provide a particular subscription. Okay. Okay, a particular subscription, select and provide enhanced security. Okay, security feature, enable all Microsoft Defender for cloud plans, so that you have to select. If you take anything, so that you have to pay money.
Okay.
All services, right? Azure services. Okay.
Yeah.
So here I told you, right? So Defender plans, which plan do you require? This plan, enhanced security off, or enable all Microsoft Defender for cloud plans, just in time VM access, a secure score. If you require that feature, so that you have to enable, right? Then app service, so that you have to select app service per month. What is the charge? Okay, each instance $15 per each or something. This the pricing is there. Right? So that you have to see while enabling that.
Okay.
Okay. So resources, you have to select resources and click on save button. Okay. Defender plans, everything if you select and click on save. Okay. So workload production page detailing in the coverage geography, how many devices we are protecting, so that you can able to see servers, storage, everything, DNS subscription here, right? So what you have selected, okay, these are our services, right? DNS, key vault, okay, storage. If you select 3 storage accounts, okay, what is the charge? So that you have to select and save. Automatically, you will be able to see the dashboard. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Configure Microsoft Defender antivirus. Okay, for session hosts. So, right? Defender antivirus. Microsoft Defender is there and Microsoft Defender antivirus. So we can manage, okay, offline scanning. Why? Because now during business hours, right? If machines are powered on, okay, so if you scan, so much of what is it, CPU and memory it will use, it will consume more, right? That is what we can use offloading security intelligence updates onto host machine. The benefit of doing this, reduce impact on CPU, disk, memory, right? So how do you configure these settings? Okay, you can manage Microsoft Defender antivirus using group policy. Most of the environments, they use group policy management, a particular OU. And also you can use the System Center Configuration Manager, SCM, and mobile device management, Intune, and other third-party tools also there. Manage engine. So many tools are there, so that using the tools we can manage. So if you want to use this, Microsoft Defender for Endpoint is an additional license. You can purchase that, essentially offers extra layer of security to your endpoint. So you have to purchase. Everything is license, right? Without a purchase, we can't use, right? Unlicensed, right? So when you purchase this antivirus, okay, antivirus Microsoft, antivirus single sharing or threat analysis, your score devices, performance, details about blocked malware. If any malware detected, automatically it will block, so that we will get a report. Network protection, file blocking, attacks surface reduction, okay, auditing events. Okay, what is the issue, so that we can identify auditing events, right? So using endpoint detection response capabilities, geographic data, which means the different your office is in different locations, so that we can configure. Okay, file recovery via OneDrive. So how to technical support, and also you can get a support from Microsoft Defender team.
Okay.
Right? These all are benefits are there if you use Microsoft Defender antivirus. Not only Microsoft Defender, most of the McAfee, Trend Micro, so many antiviruses are there, right? Right, Toby? So in your environment, some definitely you are using antivirus, right? Centralized
Yes.
server, Trend Micro, McAfee, so many are there. Like that, Microsoft is also providing Microsoft Defender antivirus. Okay, so using group policy to enable Microsoft Shared Security Intelligence feature, so that we have to configure OU, a particular all the devices enter that OU, create a GPO. After that GPO, go to security intelligence updates, define security intelligence for VDI clients, click on configure, right? So enable not configured, enabled, disabled, right? So if you take any policy not configured, enabled, disabled, right? Simply you have to enable. Okay, at least 2016 server and Windows 10 version, 19.3 version, it should support this define security intelligence, right? And also you can execute script also, so that using script, so that otherwise you can keep intelligence update of virtual machines. Okay, so share path, it will download from there and it will update. So enter file share name, AV update, right? So click on OK. When you click on OK, deploy group all subject to the virtual machines. If you want to test, automatically it will download from this location, it will update. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So getting the latest updates so that you can use script, PowerShell script, and you can update using PowerShell script, path, everything. Setting up scheduled task for run PowerShell script so that we can schedule a task. Okay, so that based on that scheduled task, it will execute that script and it will validate everything. So we don't use PowerShell script, everything will be configured through group policy management. Automatically it will update. Okay. So manually downloading and unpacking so that you can download manually. So automatically it will download from the particular file location and it will create one folder so that it will run automatically. Okay. So that getting this. So here is the folder. You need to create a date and time so that it will create a particular date and time. So yesterday's date, today's date, it will create a new folder. It will execute automatically. Okay, folder created update that so download the same folder each time, right? So that date, month, and year, it will create a one folder. C program files or C Windows System 32, it will create a folder, it will copy, it will update. Manually download unpacking. So you have to download manually, you can update. We don't do. For example, if you have 2000 machines, we cannot update manually, right? Right,
Yes, sir.
Toby?
Yes, we can't.
It is not possible.
Yes.
So we need a third party tool like SCM, Intune or something. Okay. So configuring quick scans, specify scan type of users, so schedule scan, not configured. So administrative templates, go to group policy editor, administrative templates, Windows components, Microsoft Defender antivirus scan. So go to here. Let me show you. Okay. Tools. Okay. Group policy management. Okay, GPO, right button. Okay. Edit. Okay. So computer configuration policies we are providing to computer level. So administrative templates, right? administrative templates, okay, Windows components, right? Windows components, okay. Here is the Defender. Okay, Windows components, Microsoft Defender antivirus. Microsoft MDM, okay, authentication factors. It is there. Defender. Okay. So that we have to enable, disable, allow device, allow companion device, secondary authentication. Microsoft Defender. It is not there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's there.
MDM maps. Okay. So, okay. Administrative templates, Windows components, Microsoft Defender. Only specify. Okay. This is, okay, computer configuration of user
Maybe in user.
configuration. Administrative templates, Windows components, okay. Microsoft Defender, it is not there. I think we need to download that ADML file then. So ADML file, ADMX files are there so that we can download and configure. Okay, so that we have to enable that feature. Okay, so go to enable quick scan. So full scan to one is quick scan, which means by default, if you drop down quick scan to drop down, full scan is there. It will take time, right? If you select this, okay, mission will be slow. Okay, so using group policy object so that automatically it will scan all the missions. Okay, so client interface suppressing notifications, right? For every time it is getting notification on user missions, it is a nonsense, right? Users immediately will, they are working on some reporting part, SAP or Power BI stuff. Meanwhile, it is getting notifications. They will frustrate. They will raise a request instant. Okay, we are getting so many Defender notifications. Can you please check and do the needful? So client interface, go to suppress all notifications. By default is not configured. If you want to configure, so that enabled, so that select policy so that you can enable. Okay, enable or disable. Or client interface, enable headless UI modes so that if you want to enable what is it UI mode, so that you can select and enable that. Okay, apply policy. Okay, what is this? Headless means select headless edit policy following screenshot. So headless UI mode, great feature. Azure Virtual Desktop. Okay, is a hides UI from end user. This means that IT admins full control and schedule scans when required the following steps details so that we can scan user mission. User does not get any impact, right? So that we can disable that. Okay, and also if suppress all notifications, edit following notifications, suppress notifications policy enabled. So we can disable, enable notifications. Okay, right, Toby? So we do not configure all these things. Security, just we want to learn theoretically. So if you have access so that we can, for example, if you have access on Active Directory, go to group policy. So particular OU, whether these policies are configured in your environment, just go and validate. Or if you have a document, right, they can provide everything into run book. Operational run book, it is there. Okay, security, they mentioned everything. Security, we have configured Microsoft Defender antivirus, so we enable this feature. They keep all the screenshots. Clear, Toby? If they
Yes.
configure. Okay, In that low level design, high level design, I told you, right? They mention everything. Okay, which features they enable, which components they configure, which services they are using. They configure, they mention everything into high level design. And low level design means detailed information. Detailed information. Each component, detailed information is there. Okay.
Yes.
Do you have any documents in your environment? Are you are working, right? Did you get
For this, no, for this we don't have.
no, not virtual desktop? Any
Mhm.
Azure Virtual Desktop? Any applications? Do you have any documents?
Yeah,
SharePoint
like
portal.
yeah, we have the SharePoint portal. Yes.
Okay. In that SharePoint portal, right? SAP related, Oracle, SQL, Windows, they create some folders. In that folder, so many documents are there. If you go and read, okay, why, oh, they have configured antivirus, how they configure antivirus, how they configure printers. They mention everything in that. Okay.
Okay.
So in this model, Microsoft Defender is for cloud. So focuses on Azure Virtual Desktop, how to configure. So we do configure using, okay, Azure Entra or Defender if they have a Defender. So Intune team or AD team, security team, they configure. They add all the devices into that particular group. Okay, include group, exclude group, right? So that we can configure FMA. Nowadays, no one is using FMA. Everyone is using Microsoft Authenticator app. Easy, right? Microsoft Authenticator app easy. And
Mhm.
also, if you are using third-party antivirus, no problem. Or if you are using Microsoft Defender antivirus, so that again you have to configure. If you want to configure Microsoft antivirus, you need a license. Everything should be licensed, right? So based on customer requirement, they can purchase. Okay, they can compare whether if I take Microsoft antivirus, what is the cost? If I take my 10 micro, what is the cost? Right? They can compare, they can purchase, right?
Yes.
Service, first price is the main important and also service is more important. For example, if you purchase a one phone, iPhone or Samsung, instead of iPhone or Samsung, you purchased a one China phone, very cheap price. Okay, phone is good, but you don't have proper service center. Phone suddenly stopped working, so your
Mhm.
money is lost, right? You can't repair
Yes.
that phone. Okay, you spend around what is it, $100 or $200 for that phone. You lost that $200. Okay, like that. So that main is service. Okay, prompt response. Okay, what is the difference between Microsoft Defender antivirus and Microsoft Defender for endpoint? Two are there. Microsoft
Mhm.
Defender is there. Microsoft Defender antivirus is there. Got it right?
Yes.
So
So
yeah, Microsoft Antivirus is a native to the operating system. The Microsoft Defender is an endpoint additional service which you require a license. If you require a Microsoft Defender, you require a license.
okay.
Okay, so we can configure using MDM, Intune. I told you, right? So that what are the three core component principles required for conditional access: signals, decisions, and enforcements. Right? What does the security details for policy do in regards in Azure FMA? So that, okay, what is it? Applies a default set of pre-configured security settings, right? So that we have to configure pre-configure, enable, disable, FMA. Okay, so what SMS call, so that we have to configure. Already pre-configured settings are there, so that we have to apply.
Mhm.
Got it right?
Yes.
What are the two steps, two options when configuring Azure Defender Cloud? Okay, enforced security off and enhanced security on. So, so, so we have to configure two options: enforced security off and enhanced security on. Okay, these security settings we do not manage, Toby. So that you should learn the concept, the theoretical concept. Everything will be managed by AD team, security team.
Okay.
Okay, if they provide any instructions, we can configure. Okay,
Okay.
but already if you join any new organization, everything will be configured. Just you have to look into it. whether they configured Windows Defender or okay, Defender antivirus